Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn has been fired by Disney for tweets that he made years ago. Now, people have been standing on both sides of this issue. Some feel that Disney did the right thing, while others stand by Gunn. Which side is right? Well, let's discuss it on this episode of Critical Mass. Gunn has received a very outspoken response to his firing, some for and others against. For starters, Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, has shown his support for Gunn when he wrote, "What will you do when the cyber Nazis attack you? Who will stand by you? Who will cowardly distance themselves from you? Who will punish you for horrible jokes in the past instead of defending you for inspiring millions?" Millions. In addition, actor Bobcat Goldthwait asked for his voice to be removed from a Disney attraction in order to show support for Gunn by stating that he wouldn't want Disney to be hypocrites by allowing him to be employed after he's made some very crass jokes himself in the past. And also, a petition was started in order to get Gunn his job back. It already has well over 200,000 participants. However, not everyone is in support of Gunn. Roseanne said that she was disgusted at the support Gunn was receiving, although some believe this to merely be a case of Roseanne being envious of Gunn's support, while she didn't receive the same for her firing after she made some offensive tweets herself. Also, Senator Ted Cruz stated that he believes that Gunn should be prosecuted if those jokes were true, although that seems to be failing to understand the nature of how jokes typically work. But in contrast to that, there are some pointing out the hypocrisy of Disney, drawing attention to the offensive depictions and jokes that the company has made in several of their franchises, from Song of the South to Lady and the Tramp and beyond. Now, defenders of Disney are quick to point out that those incidents were in the past, but then again, so were James Gunn's tweets. And Gunn himself has also pointed out that he is a different person now, which is why those tweets date as far back as they do, because he hasn't made jokes of that nature in quite some time. And it should also be noted that Mike Kernovich, the person who highlighted Gunn's old tweets, has a history of making rape tweets himself. Also, what about the actions of others in the past who are not getting the same treatment? Because if you feel that James Gunn should be fired for his past remarks, then you should also probably have a problem with actors like Mark Wahlberg, who is guilty of far worse than any mere joke that Gunn's ever told, but yet he's still allowed to work. But let's further examine the nature of offensive jokes themselves, because there are those who will say that offensive jokes have no place anywhere. However, to that I would just like to quickly bring up Sigmund Freud. While yes, some of Sigmund Freud's ideas do not stand the test of time, there are some that still do, and he has had several thoughts on humor, one of which was that jokes allow us to express thoughts that would normally be socially unacceptable, and that's what makes them funny. And while not everything that's offensive is humorous, and not everything that is humorous is necessarily offensive, it does stand to reason that someone making inappropriate jokes is perfectly understandable considering the nature of how some forms of humor work. And if someone made jokes around a decade ago, they don't need to be fired for them today just because you didn't find them funny. And furthermore, on the topic of psychology, all this is said to be done in the name of sensitivity, in the hopes that society will psychologically benefit from all this. However, I would like to point out that depression and suicide rates are up ever since anti-bullying and oversensitivity went into overdrive. But while correlation in this case may not equal causation, these rates should at least indicate that while oversensitivity might not necessarily be the cause, it definitely isn't the cure. But if all that doesn't do it for you, then allow me to offer another phrase, because people used to say, "Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me." It seems that people don't say that so much anymore.